Hi, this is Stu of Stu's Roulette blog, and I'm here to walk you through the Labouchere system. Now, this is a strategy that can be a little bit difficult to get to grips with, but once you have, it's actually quite profitable, and I have to say it's actually a little bit fun to play, so it's worth looking at, especially if you're a seasoned roulette player. So, first things first, what are you actually betting on? What you need to bet on is the even bets, so rather than the outside bets of dozens columns, you're going for highs, lows, odds, evens, blacks and reds. These give you at least half the wheel, well, not half the wheel, just under half the wheel. It means you've basically got 50-50 chance of winning each time, which is quite good. Now, second thing you need to decide is, rather than how many units that you want to bet, which most systems will ask, it's actually how much you want to win overall. So I'm going to keep it nice and simple and say 15. Reasonably low number. Now the next thing you need to do is take the number you want to win, so I've got 15, and divide it up into smaller numbers that add up to that number. So with 15 I've gone with 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Very simple, and they add up to 15. Now it's best to keep this in a kind of order of 1, 2, 3, 4, so a numerical order. However, you don't necessarily have to, but it will make life a lot easier for at least your head, and obviously makes it a little bit easier to work out. So once you've decided the individual numbers that make up how much you want to win, it's always best to actually write them down again in numerical order. So like I've got it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now when you actually place your first bet, what you do is you take the number at the start of the sequence, so for me it's 1, and then the number at the end of the sequence, so for me that's 5. So 1 plus 5, 6, and that's how much I'm going to bet. So there we go, £6, spin away. Now this system can actually go on a lot longer depending on how well you do. So I just won. What that means is I cross out 1 and 5 off my list, and then move on to the next two outside numbers. So if I just clear my bets quickly. So my next two outside numbers are 2 and 4, which again also make up 6. So we spin. Now, as much as obviously I don't want to lose, it would be nice if I lost this turn. Brilliant. Now I'll be able to show you what happens when you lose. Now, what you do is, this is why you probably need a pen and paper, rather than crossing these two numbers off like you do when you win, you instead add the amount you bet to the end of your list. So that now becomes an outside number. So where before I only had 2, 3 and 4 left, I now have 2, 3, 4 and 6. So the two outside numbers now are 2 and 6, which means I'm betting £8. There we go. So this is why I said it can be a little bit complicated, but as long as you got pen and paper and you keep a little bit focused, you should be fine. Okay, so there's a win again. So clear my bets, and it also means I cross off 2 and 6 from the list. So now I'm only left with 3 and 4. Now what would happen here if I win? So 3 and 4, 7, there you go. If I win, it means that the system is completed, and I should have £15 over what I started with. I didn't win, so that means I have to add 7 to the end of the list. So now rather than betting 7, I have to bet 3 plus 7, which is 10. My two outside numbers. You see how this works basically. So if you do get a winning streak, you're not going to win any more than you will if you have, a few wins and losses. It'll just be quicker, which obviously is always nice. Now I won there, which means I get to cross off 3 and 7. If I clear my bets, there we go. Now when you're left to just one number, you own, well, since I've only got 4 left, there's no other outside number to add it to, so it's just 4. There we go. However, obviously if I do lose this, it means I add 4 to the outside, and then that makes it so I have to bet 8 next turn, which is exactly what happened. So now my two outside numbers are the same number twice basically, so 4 plus 4. Now this is how the system can actually go on for a while, because you can like win and lose alternating times, and to be honest, that is what happens a lot of the time. Although I did just lose twice there, so I bet 8, so there we go. 4 plus 8, 12. There we go. So this is why the system, it can be a bit fun, or at least like I find it a bit fun, although that might just be me and my inner math nerd coming out. There we go, that's another win. So cross off 4 and 8, and again I'm back down to only needing to bet 4. And as you can see by the amount that's actually in my account, it does fluctuate. It keeps going up and down and up and down and up and down. Sometimes I'm below, sometimes I'm above. However, as you will now see here, when I clear my bets, I did say I wanted to win 15, and I won 15. I started off with 2,000, I ended up with 2,015. Now, once you've crossed off every number in that line, you can start again. Like, you can change how much you want to win, you can change what numbers you use or what order you use them in. It really doesn't matter. But as I said, this is a little bit of a fun system. It does keep you focused, and it also is a profitable system as long as you've worked everything out properly. So before you go jumping straight into this, take a little time to actually, write down what you're going to do, what numbers you're going to use, how much you want to win, just so you make sure, that when it does come to the game, you don't realise you've made a mistake, but you're already halfway through. Apart from that, that's pretty much all there is to the Labouchere system. Thank you very much for listening. This has been Stu of Stu's Roulette Blog. If you want to see any more of my video tutorials, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you later.